Hey guys, Joshua Laycock here. I'm doing a little handheld today. Hopefully it doesn't wobble too much. It's a little late in the day. I'm a little tired today. Almost forgot to do a video. I've been thinking about it today, but it's been a bit of a busy day. So today we had our first real snowstorm of the day, of the winter. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a foot and a bit of some snow. It's been falling pretty steady since about noon. It's probably about 8 o'clock now. And you know me, I'm always really fascinated with watching people and how they react to things like this. And they've known about this storm since about, I don't know, Thursday or Friday. Today's Saturday. So people knew it was coming. And it's amazing to hear the people who are already, who a few days ago were already bailing on plans, who were anticipating how much this was going to suck. And so the snow came right around today when they said it was going to come, and it's been snowing pretty steady. And you know me, trying to find, or always sort of trying to see life lessons in things, I'm amazed at all the different ways that people react. So the things that I took from this, talking to people today and kind of going about my day, were, one, try not to anticipate how much something's going to suck. Look, we're going to face things. We're going to know, life is going to throw some trials at us. And I think in the back of our mind, we know this isn't going to be a whole lot of fun. But when you obsess over how much this is going to suck, oh my God, this is going to happen, and I'm going to have to shovel, and all this kind of crap that people are anticipating, you worry or you suffer twice, is kind of the, paraphrasing an often used Stoic quote, is when you worry and obsess about things, you suffer twice. You suffer needlessly ahead of time, and then when the thing comes, you've set the stage that you have to suffer. So if you're facing some trials or something difficult, don't obsess over the negative aspects of it. Recognize them and move on, but don't suffer twice. The other thing is, and look, this is a foot and a bit of snow. This is not some catastrophic event we're talking about here. This is at best a mild inconvenience. Don't let things like this derail your plans. Now, look, you wouldn't pack the kids up and drive around on the highway in a snowstorm, but it's amazing how quickly people are okay with their life grinding to a halt because of some external force. It's almost like we're looking for an excuse to not do anything. And I get the joy, and like literal joy, and it's a snowstorm and you hunker down and you kind of do your thing. But it's just amazing, like, how many people are looking for a reason to not do work, or are looking for a reason to just mail it in. And I think that's a dangerous way to look. And I'm sure I've talked about this before, but if you're looking for excuses, you will always find excuses. Something else that I think is really interesting is the need to chip away at problems. I think if we are staring down a challenge and we think that we have to deal with it all in one go, then it can be really, really overwhelming. So, as I said, it started around noon. I got home around 2. I was at JITS and then doing some errands and stuff. And the first thing I did when I got home is I shoveled, and I took the 2 inches off the driveway. And I went out an hour later and I cleared off the cars, and I swept, and I shoveled the 3 or 4 inches. And then a couple hours later, I cleaned off the cars again, and I chipped away at it, and I chipped away at it. So I've been shoveling all day, but I've never had one big back-breaking grunt fest where I'm trying to pull off a foot of snow, heavy, warm snow. It's not nice. Chip away at it. Like I'm a good number of my neighbors are out doing the same thing, but I'm always blown away that when I'll drive around tomorrow, probably go to do my Timmy's run, and I can guarantee you 60 to 70% of the houses will have 1 or 2 people out front grunting and groaning and trying to pull off a foot and a half and forget whatever's going to fall tonight. And they're going to have to bail out, and it's going to suck. It's going to take them hours. And I can almost guarantee you, in the aggregate, they are going to spend more time and risk hurting themselves and have way less fun trying to dig out of this thing because they try to take it all down in one go. Whereas if you chip away at stuff, if you just kind of chunk it down, it's really not a big deal. And it's supposed to keep warming up. That's why the snow is really heavy. And it's supposed to turn to like freezing rain overnight, which sucks. So while you don't want to obsess about things, you definitely want to plan ahead. So right before I called it a night, I went out and I shoveled one more time, even though the snow had pretty much done. I got everything off. I cleared the cars off beautifully, put all the windshield wipers up. I salted a little bit. I have it ready to go. So if this thing turns to ice overnight, it's no big deal. And I've planned ahead for it. You don't want to be obtuse about it. You don't want to be blind to the realities of the situation that you're facing. But you just plan ahead. And I think so many times we don't do these things in life. We don't plan ahead, but we obsess over the negatives. Like, if you're going to spend that much time thinking about it, you might as well plan on how to destroy it rather than allowing it to get under your skin. And chip away at things. You don't have to take everything down. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, don't try to lose 50 pounds. Lose 5. If you're trying to learn how to run, don't run a marathon. Run a kilometer. Chip away at it. If you're trying to fix a struggling marriage, don't try to do it in one foul swoop. Be consistent and slow over time. Trying to fix your finances? Don't commit to saving $1,000 a month if you're buried in debt. Chip away at it. Make small little decisions. But one thing that I think is really interesting, so I mentioned this is our first real snowstorm of the year. We've had a pretty soft winter. It's been chilly, maybe -5, maybe -10 every now and then. Then it'll pop up to 10, and we had grass this morning. This was not a hard winter. And this is not really a big snowstorm, but a lot of people are making a big deal out of it. It is amazing how quickly we get used to being comfortable. It is amazing how quickly we get conditioned to soft, to comfortable environments, so that when the smallest little challenges face us, they feel so much harder. They feel so much more challenging because we haven't engineered little challenges into our life to build that sort of obstacle resiliency. I love the winter, so this is not a fair fight because this to me is just awesome. I love it. But if you take the lesson, there are so many people that are so used to being comfortable that when life throws them a little bit of curve, a little bit of elevation, a little bit of resistance, they fold or they make it this big freaking deal. Don't allow yourself to get too comfortable. Because ironically, look, I like nice things. But ironically, the harder I make my life, the more I enjoy the real comforts. And I don't freak out when life throws me a curveball. So, those are kind of my lessons from the snowstorm today, mini snowstorm. Don't obsess over stuff. Don't suffer twice. Plan ahead. Know what you're facing. Chunk it down. Break it down into little chunks. And don't allow yourself to get too comfortable. And get a GT snow racer and go tobogganing in the morning, because that's what you do when you have a snowstorm instead of having to spend half a day digging out. I hope you guys have a great night. I am exhausted. I went to JITS today. I rolled for the first time hard. I feel like I've been hit by like 9 trains. I'm trying to stay up to watch the fight tonight, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So I'm probably going to end up going to bed. That's all I got. Hopefully this hasn't been too wobbly for you. I didn't want to record it upstairs. The kids are still awake, just about to fall asleep. So have a fantastic night. If you are in the Greater Toronto area and you're digging out, fantastic. If you happen to be in Newfoundland where they got like literally 15 feet of snow and it's actually pretty dangerous, I hope that you guys are surviving and doing really, really well. Hold strong. This doesn't apply to you. That was stupid and crazy, and just do what you can to hang on. Everyone else, I hope you have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.